Alright, before you ask, that is my fan for my computer. After I did the last review, it hasn't stopped, so I'm just gonna get this over with quick, and hopefully this thing will stop running like a horse. So, today's sequel. What is it, you might be asking? Well, this is a sequel month. I decided to choose a sequel I'm pretty sure everyone knows of. The extremely dull, yet surprisingly good Jaws 2. I know, it makes no sense, but let's take a look at that movie. But before we actually do, I think I should explain something. The first movie was a big hit. It ranked up as being the top grossing movie of all time, going above the 10 million mark, and no movie surpassed it until Star Wars. When that happened, the studios all around the world wanted to get a better movie. It didn't matter how better, or how good, or how big a budget had. It had to be better than Star Wars. So, they decided to go with the Jaws sequel. Not directed by Steven Spielberg. Since he had such a frustrating time for the first movie, they got a new director, and somehow they managed to cast some of the original people from the first one. So, let's check it out. The movie opens up with Chief Brody attending a opening of Hampton Inn. Apparently this is a way to get more money on the island since, well, let's face it, the last movie they had a giant shark. When this happens, we reveal that there is some rocky road between him and the others at the time. These are council members for a new, I guess, governing facility for the island? Of course, during this time, someone gets attacked out at sea, and of course, Chief Brody doesn't learn about this. And guess what happens? It gets pretty dull. That is until an orca washes up on shore, having large chunks out of it. This is obviously an allusion or reference to Orca, the movie that completely ripped off Jaws. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, he decides to call the sharky, aqua-y scientist people, and the lady decides, yes, it's a lady, to not say it's a shark, but she doesn't know what to say it is. Here's my problem here. Lady, that's a big ass bite radius. The only thing it could be is a shark. It can't be a giant crocodile, because let's face it, that's too cliche yet. It can't be anything else. The only thing it could be is a giant shark. Or, if by some mystical chance, some sort of evil jellyfish. I don't think that's it. So Brody is already convinced it's a giant shark, but we still have yet to have definitive proof. So what happens? Two women get attacked in a small boat, which happens to take pictures of the shark. Oh wait, was it at the beginning? No, that was at the beginning. Once they recover the boat, Brody manages to go underwater, or another person goes underwater, finds the pictures. Chief Brody knows he has proof. He goes to council, and they say, "Screw you, Brody, we need money." "But sirs, listen, it's important. People will die. We don't care, we need money. Money!" So they end up firing the sheriff, I guess, and unfortunately, Murray Hamilton's character actually sides with Brody. He thinks that he's right, but unfortunately the town council doesn't think so. And what happens? Well, his son decides it would be a good idea to go out and to stay on the ocean. It would have made more sense if he was afraid of the water, which he is. But anyway, when they're out in the water, they get attacked by the giant shark, and of course Chief Brody knows this because I think they scream loud enough for people to notice. And of course, he manages to kill the shark. With all that out of the way, what do I have to say about this movie? Aside from the teenagers and the council, this movie is actually not that bad. Sure, the shark isn't as convincing as the last time, And I'm sure a lot of people don't like this movie, but when compared to the third or fourth, this one just seems a lot better made. Some of the cast, aside from the teenagers, and again the council, are very well acted. The water effects are still very good, and overall, I like the fact this movie tries to take a new direction. It comes off as more of a slasher film than the original, which was a horror film. And I have to say it, Chief Brody still is probably my favorite character on Jaws. So, next time I'll be taking a look at another sequel that I'm sure everybody hates. I really like it. Now, whatever.